right, welcome back to the Cultivate Wins guide. This is a 6-part series around the 5x5. Now, in the 5x5, we have 6 separate graphics, and we're doing a video for each one of them. Now, this happens to be the 4th video in that series, and I'm going to recommend that if you haven't gone through the first 3, stop this video now, go back through the first 3. Each video is no more than about 5 or 6 minutes long, and this particular graphic has been referenced, I believe, in all 3 of those videos, but I want this graphic to stand out on its own because I think it's an important graphic. When people look at the 5x5, you hear me constantly saying that the 5x5, not only is it our foundation, our core principles, is that everything that we do, everything that we say, everything that we build, and everything that we audit is informed by these 3 points: informed by, filtered through, and audited against the 5x5. So I do have people that love the 5x5. They've tried to adopt the 5x5, but once they're like, gosh, I just love your 5x5 concepts, but in real life, in real time, I'm not really sure how to use it. I'm not really sure what to do with it. I just know I really like it. I like the heart behind it. I like the mind behind it. I like everything behind it, but I don't know how to apply it in my day-to-day world, in the systems that I'm building, in team meetings that we're using, in audits that we're doing, any of that kind of stuff. So what I let them know is think of a system that you're about to build. And let me ask you, is the system that you're about to build, is it fully informed by? Now, what does that statement mean? Okay, so the 5x5, first couple concepts, is it scalable? Is it duplicatable? And I can go on and on and on. You've heard that a few times in other videos, but let's just say scalable and duplicatable. Is what you are building, is it informed by the 5x5? Has it even entered your mind when you're building that system that what you are building is informed by those concepts? Yes, I'm thinking about the fact that we need to make it scalable, we need to make it duplicatable, those types of things, okay? Is it filtered through? Now, some people, they think more through the fact of, let's go ahead and informed by the direction I'm moving is based on the fact that I want it to be scalable and duplicatable, okay? And so they're building it out. But then they get a little ways and they can either audit it or start to look at what they're building and start filtering it through all of the 10 concepts of the 5x5. Now, let's just say you have a system that has actually been around for a while. You've had a system that has existed for 3 years, 5 years. It's existed as long as the company has existed. And you're like, how would we take our systems to another level? Where do we even know where to start? How about just audit the existing system? How do I audit it? Okay, I can take the 5x5 and I look at the system and say, let me ask for clarity around this. How is this system scalable? How is this system freakishly predictable? How is it duplicatable? Now, if it is effective, how are we even measuring that effectiveness? I mean, we say it's effective. How do we really know that? What's our way of actually determining if it's effective or just feel it's effective? Okay, it's efficient. Okay, is it really that efficient? There's nothing else that we could do that would make that more efficient. Now, how is it fully informed, and it creates not just for our customers, but it also creates for our employees, our staff, peace, contentment, joy, and it's fully informed by gratitude and compassion. So I am auditing every aspect of that system against those 10 things. And I want it to hit all 10 points. If I'm saying like, yeah, it's scalable, it's duplicatable, that's awesome, and it's effective. And that's not good enough for me. Okay, because I'm short-sighted. I'm seeing the 3 things that I know we're strong in and the 3 things that I know we knock out of the park. But just because it's scalable, it's duplicatable and effective doesn't mean that we're efficient. Doesn't mean that we're freakishly predictable. Doesn't mean that we're paying attention to what actually has the capability of stealing our employees' joy while they're doing it and actually dealing with that. It doesn't take into consideration the fact that we have, say, customers. It doesn't take into consideration that what steals their joy might be that that system doesn't account for the fact that they would like to see more communication, and because we have a lack of communication, it's stealing their joy or their capability of experiencing joy in that transaction. Yeah, but it's still scalable, it's duplicatable, and we know it's effective. We're getting the job done. Okay, but again, help bring clarity to me. What is it doing to ensure that it's not stealing any capability of peace and contentment and joy that your customers may experience throughout that, or that your staff may experience? So understand that when we talk about the 5x5, every one of those 5x5 principles is important. But the mindset is that as we build things out and as we look at things or as we audit them, we are asking ourselves, so how is what we're about to do informed by? If we were going to build something and we filtered it through all 10 of these concepts, what would that look like? And now that a system exists, what if we want to audit that system? Last point I'm going to make. Some people, I just use an example of a system that's existed for maybe years. Okay, so you build a new system, set a timeline on how often do we audit this new system that we're building. What about quarterly? I'm just using that as an example, every 12 to 13 weeks if you're into the 12-week yearbook, okay? I'm going to just use the word quarterly for right now. What if quarterly, at the end of the quarter, we asked 2 questions? I call it a 2x2. What are 2 things based on this new system when filtered through or audited against the 5x5 we are crazy proud of? And number 2, if we filtered through or audited this system through the 5x5, what are 2 things that we're either a little frustrated on, we're a little confused by, or we just feel that we could be doing at another level? And we do that every quarter. And we may do that on all of our systems every quarter, or rotate what systems we look at on what quarter. That's what I mean by using the 5x5, but I would have the graphic up to help bring clarity is how do I use the 5x5? Asking yourself, if I was going to build this, how would I use those 10 concepts to inform what I'm about to build, to audit what I've built, audit what I have and what exists? That's what that graphic is about, to remind you how to use the 5x5 in a very practical. Everything at Cultivate Wins is about practicality. How do you use this in a practical way so you can actually apply this in your day-to-day life? Hope that helps you guys. That is video 4, graphic 4 of 6. Let's move on. And then next one is going to be the core principles formula. There's a simple formula I want to share with you in regards to everything that we've talked about in these first 4 videos. All right.